It's rare to meet someone wealthy, and most of us that have some wealth, that have saved some money.
If you want to achieve true happiness in life, you need to make sure that you go out and find whatever it is that brings pure joy to the heart of your soul, and go out there and constantly pursue that with as much passion and commitment as you possibly can. You need to make that your number one priority if that makes you happy, because you need to make sure that everything you do in your life is meant to bring happiness to you, and you don't want to be stuck doing something that you hate day in and day out and just constantly going through the motions of life, because life was made to live and life was made to be enjoyable and live to the fullest.
I got there by when I was young, not making the mistake of trying to look rich. I wanted to be rich.
So in order to achieve the fullest out of life, you need to make sure you are constantly happy and full of joy. And the best way to do that is find whatever brings that to you and pursue that relentlessly. Try to be the best there ever was at whatever makes you happy, so that way you can be extremely good at what you love and do what you truly want to do for the rest of your life. Now, while trying to achieve your true goals of happiness, it is going to be hard, because there's going to be some ups and there's going to be some major downsides to it as well, because it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. The game of life is incredibly hard and incredibly challenging, and it will push you in ways that you've never thought you'd be pushed before. But as long as you cling to what you know and what you are aware that makes you happy and brings you joy, you will be set on the right path, and you just constantly pursue that, and it will work out eventually.
The minute you begin to get external in your life, worrying about what other people think about you, external circumstances do not dictate the ultimate destination of your life. It's an internal game. You and your faith are what will control the direction of your life, not the external things that are impacting you all the time. And this identity is that internal thermostat. It sets the temperature, just like a thermostat sitting on the wall, of the conditions of your entire life. Let me give you an example of how the thermostat of our lives works. The best analogy I could give you is exactly how one works in the room I'm sitting in. It sets the temperature of the room. And so the external conditions don't impact the internal temperature of this room, because that thermostat regulates the condition of the room. So if we open the door and the windows in this room and cold air blew in here, the thermostat would kick on, wouldn't it, and heat the room back up to 75 degrees. So no matter what hit it, it regulates the temperature of the room. The reverse is also true. If a bunch of hot air blew in the room, if we open the doors and the windows, the thermostat would cool the room back down and regulate it to 75 degrees. Guess what? That's exactly how your life works. Once you accept this truth, it is a fact that it's not the external things that are happening, it's the internal thermostat. There's no relationship between that and eroding your self-confidence. In other words, self-confidence is really self-trust. So the first thing is, the people I know that are really happy are very self-aware. In fact, the best entrepreneurs I know are very self-aware. They're aware of their shortcomings, right? They want to improve them. They want to get to the next version of themselves all the time. And so for me, self-confidence comes because I didn't have it. And I think anytime you meet somebody like yourself or myself who might now appear self-confident, it's because I really had to find tools and resources, because I was so insecure and shy and introverted. So I had to find techniques and resources to build that up in me. And for me, it's very simple. It's the promises that I keep to myself. If I have a habit over and over beginning to stack one on top of the other of keeping promises I make to me, not other people. In other words, the minute you begin to get external in your life, worrying about what other people think about you, right? You've lost all control, and it never fills you up. And people's admiration, people's gratitude towards you will never fill you up. It's your own. It's your own inside. And so for me, self-confidence comes from keeping the promises I make to myself. And the other part of it is being aware I'm doing it.
There's this governor on our lives, and it is a governor, and it's your identity. It's this internal, it's what you think you're worth. It's what you think you deserve. And the problem for good people, see, we all know someone right now in our life, or we have, who's not ethical, who's not a good person, who's winning, and you're like, I can't believe they're getting it, right? Why can't I? I'm a good person. I treat people well. I'm honest. Here's the reason why. By the way, the unethical person, eventually karma, you reap what you sow, comes home to roost. But if you're a good person, this is so important people understand this, because it took me a long time. A good person in any endeavor will only take from it what they think they deserve, what they think they're worth. In other words, if there was a pizza here, you're a good person. You don't take all 12 pieces. Right. A good person thinks there should be an equitable distribution. Yeah. Long story short, what is that a good person will not take more from the table of life than they think they're worth or they think they deserve. I got there by when I was young, not making the mistake of trying to look rich. I wanted to be rich. And so when I was a young guy, when all of my peers were spending their money on cars they couldn't afford and leveraging themselves to the hilt, I was stacking it away and stacking it away. And something happened to me where I got addicted to saving money and making money. I really enjoy that. I love helping people. I love making a difference, but I really started to fall in love with saving money, man. I love to save. I'm addicted to it. And so more and more I stacked money. Then I could do something with that stack, and I grew it. And so I started buying different properties, getting involved in different business ventures, and boom, that money started to grow. And then my own business, I'm with a financial services company, a very large one. We've grown that company over the last 20 years to be pretty damn big. So both of those things grew. My business grew and my stack of cash grew at the same time. I can't get over when I meet people that I thought were really rich. Once I met them, they just have a bunch of stuff they've borrowed a bunch of money on. They're not rich. They're not wealthy. It's rare to meet someone wealthy, and most of us that have some wealth, that have saved some money, weren't as interested in looking like it prematurely.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Go ahead and like the video and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.